Thanks. President Obama's counterterrorism policy has been getting a pretty close examination this week during Senate hearings. Tonight, our chief Washington correspondent James Rosen reports from the State Department on the contrast in how the Obama policy has been received versus that of his predecessor.
Americans should not expect one battle, but a lengthy campaign, unlike any other we have ever seen.
And for their stewardship of the war on terror, their creation of the detention camp at Guantanamo Bay, their use of secret CIA prints for rendition, their approval of the waterboarding of 3 al-Qaeda leaders, their reluctance to share classified intelligence with Congress, and their advancement of novel legal theories to justify it all.
I have explained to you why I'm not turning over the documents. That ain't constitutional.
The Bush administration caught holy hell from the left.
We've declared a war on terrorism, and that gives me, George W. Bush, the power to pretty much do whatever I want. So if I'm going to detain people in Guantanamo without charging them, I can do that. If I want to declare an American an enemy combatant and suspend their civil liberties, I can do that.
Now, with a dramatically expanded drone campaign that has targeted at least one American citizen for assassination, and with Guantanamo still in business, it is the Obama administration advancing novel legal theories crafted in executive secrecy.
We have, as a basis for action that we take, a congressional statute that allows us to operate.
And balking at congressional oversight.
I just have nothing for you on, alleged memos regarding potentially classified matters.
This president, when he was a senator, excoriated the Bush administration for its enhanced interrogation program and its presumption of an imperial presidency and presidential powers. And now that he's the president, he's very lucky he doesn't have a Senator Obama who's chastising him from the floor of the United States Senate.
And some Obama defenders in the mainstream media, dabbing at the Sandman in their eyes, appear at last to have awakened to the double standard.
I have to say I was definitely on the critical end of things, as were members of my family. I mean, we were very, very, very concerned about how far the Bush administration pushed the boundaries of not only, what is constitutional, but what is morally right. And this is definitely in the same category.
Although obviously a Democratic administration's White House war policy memos are very different from the Bush administration's secret war policy memos, in that I assume the Democrats have written them on recycled paper. They're very...
In an editorial this week, the New York Times lamented that President Obama has, quote, stretched executive power for years to bolster the lethal drone program. But of President Bush in 2008, the paper wrote that he has issued, quote, hundreds, if not thousands of secret orders and subjected the Constitution to, quote, relentless attack. John?
James Rosen tonight at the State Department, and more on that with the panel later on in the program as well.